What's up everyone, welcome back to my channel. I think today's video is gonna be interesting for a lot of you guys because I will be talking about the Apple products I own and how I use them in my day-to-day life as a college student. You should definitely stick to the end of the video because I'll also be covering the top 3 questions that I get. How much storage do I need? Which iPad size is the best for me? And should I buy an iPad or a MacBook for school or both? A little disclaimer though at first, I am not sponsored by Apple. I bought all of these products on my own or got them as birthday or Christmas gifts. And another disclaimer, you do not need any Apple products at all to succeed in school. They just make some things a whole lot easier. My favorite things about Apple products in general, besides their design of course, is how intuitive the iOS and macOS systems are, especially for someone who's not really tech savvy like me, and how seamlessly all of the devices work together. Let's start with the least obvious one, which is my Apple Watch. I have the Series 4 in gold with this sand beige loop, and it's been helping me reach my exercise goals, especially during the past 1.5 years of online school where I spend even more time in front of screens. I also use it as a timer during presentations or to listen to music while studying or commuting to and from campus. Which brings me to the next product already, and that is my AirPods Pro. I first bought the normal AirPods and then the AirPods Pro when they came out, and seriously, the difference between the two is huge. If you're a student, I highly recommend investing in the AirPods Pro if you're thinking about getting either, because the noise cancelling function is seriously fantastic. It saved me countless times when I studied in the library or when I had to listen to online lectures or during my commute, and they last forever with just one charge as they're being charged while in the case. And if you're wondering, this protective case is from Go Uppercase. So here are the two in comparison. Next up is my iPhone. I have the iPhone 11 Pro in night green, and I use it not only for taking photos for my studygram or filming time lapses, but also to review flashcards in Quizlet, set reminders on the go, etc. Again, I love that all the files I store in iCloud are directly accessible on my phone, so if I'm in the bus to class and need to quickly check whatever, I don't have to pull out my laptop. Other than that, I guess a phone is pretty self-explanatory. Moving on to the devices that I seriously couldn't survive college without anymore, namely my iPad Pro and my MacBook Pro. I bought my MacBook Pro in 2017. It's 13 inches, 256 gigabytes of storage, and space gray with the touch bar. My main purposes are taking notes, writing papers, doing research online, and editing videos, and that is why I went for the Pro. But if you really only want to use it for school and you're not like a graphic design major, you'll be definitely fine with the Air as well. I'm not thinking about buying a new MacBook anytime soon unless this one stops working, and for now it's doing just fine. And then there's my iPad Pro, which I bought after the first semester of college when I realized I had filled a whole folder with just printed text in one semester. So that is the 2018 iPad Pro. I bought the 12.9 inches, again with 256 gigabytes of storage and in space gray, with the 2nd generation Apple Pencil. To be honest, I haven't tried any other stylus pens, but you might want to consider getting one of these from Amazon if you want to save money here. I use my iPad every day for highlighting text in GoodNotes, annotating lecture slides, editing photos, and creating my YouTube thumbnails, or simply watching Netflix. I bought Apple's smart keyboard Folio, which I've been using until recently when I got a floating stand for the iPad, but I still use it when I'm on the go and I only bring my iPad so that I can type. I'll talk more about this keyboard in a second. If you were wondering why I am skipping the big monitor that you can see in all my Instagram photos, that one is actually not an iMac. It's the HP Elite Display E273M in 27 inches, and I just connect it to my MacBook or iPad via HDMI cable. That is why I have all the Apple icons on my big screen. So now let's get to those questions I know y'all want answered. Number 1, how much storage space do I need? To save money, I would recommend getting maximum 256 gigabytes on either device, which should be more than enough for school purposes. And you can always buy an external hard drive to expand your storage and back up your data, which you should definitely do. I also recommend purchasing an iCloud plan. The first 5 gigabytes are free anyway, so if you need more, you can just purchase them on a monthly subscription basis, because that way your files are going to be accessible from all devices and they won't be lost if one device breaks or get stolen. Question number 2, do I really need to spend an awful lot of money on the 12.9 inches iPad Pro if I want to use it for school? The short answer is no. Again, like with my MacBook, I went for the iPad Pro because I do like to do my photo editing and graphic design on it, and I then decided for the 12.9 inches instead of the 11 inches because I tend to develop migraines when I read very tiny texts, and it's simply more comfortable, especially in split screen mode. The 12.9 is also almost the size of a sheet of paper, which makes taking notes with the Apple Pencil feel more natural. The screen is also big enough to comfortably watch Netflix or YouTube, while the iPad is still not too heavy and still easily portable. However, a small screen is still a great option. My mom recently got the 10.2 inches normal iPad, and it's still fair to type notes on it since you can zoom in anyway. So that is just a lot about personal preferences, so I would recommend going to the store and checking out the different models to find the one that fits your needs best. Whatever iPad you get, I highly recommend getting a paper-like screen protector for it, which not only protects your screen from scratches, but also makes writing on the iPad with an Apple Pencil feel way more natural since the screen isn't slippery anymore. There's a link in the description box if you're interested. Now on to the last question, should I get an iPad or a MacBook for school or both? Honestly, it really depends on what you're going to use it for, especially if you're a college freshman and have no clue what your classes are going to look like. I recommend waiting through the first semester before making such a big purchase. You're most likely owning a laptop because of high school anyway, and for a start, that will definitely do. If your major requires a lot of drawing, like chemistry, architecture, etc., I would probably opt for an iPad since drawing on a MacBook isn't really possible. I'm majoring in English and geography, and while English is definitely very text heavy, geography is sometimes lots of diagrams and maps, which I like to annotate on the iPad in GoodNotes. For content heavy courses, I prefer typing my notes on the MacBook since it's a lot faster and more convenient. Also think about what software programs you might need for school. For example, not all of Adobe Creative Cloud applications support the iPad, and Microsoft Word also isn't the same as on an actual laptop. So if you need those programs a lot or need to write lots of papers that require standard formatting, I would also rather opt for a MacBook. If you decide to go only with an iPad, I would recommend getting the Magic Keyboard or any other proper Bluetooth keyboard instead of the Smart Keyboard Folio. The keys on the Smart Keyboard Folio are okay for typing notes and stuff, but I wouldn't be able to comfortably write longer texts on them, whereas the Magic Keyboard seems to feel almost like a MacBook keyboard, but I haven't tried that one myself. In my case, I am really happy I invested in both because they complement each other really well, and I can use my iPad as a second screen on the go. So if you have saved some money and want to facilitate your college life, I can highly recommend the combo of both, but like I said, you can absolutely thrive in school without any Apple product at all. That being said, we're at the end of the video already. Let me know in the comments if you have any further questions on any of these devices, and please make sure to like the video if you enjoyed it and consider subscribing to my channel for more study tips and college life videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.